What's up? What's up? What is up? How are y'all doing tonight?
Good. How y'all doing?
We doing good. We doing good. It's Monday.
It is Monday. Oh my goodness.
You know how Monday roll.
It was a good Monday for us. Got a chance to take a little break.
And to the afternoon, and I started doing grocery
didn't.
shopping and other shopping, and yeah.
It was a day of folding clothes, washing sheets, all that good stuff. So,
But we have a
Oh,
place.
okay.
We have a
That's
place
right.
out here that like I will travel to for groceries because I literally I got I don't know how much I get so much from them and I only pay $80. So I was like, let me just you could feed almost your whole family there for under $100 every week. So I was like, let me go ahead
Oh,
and
wow.
drive. Yeah.
yeah, we found this farmer grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
My hairdresser told me about it.
Yeah, and we've been loving it because
but
we
loving it,
we like-
especially if you juice.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
we're starting to juice a lot, and so
And because it's farmer stuff, it stays so fresh for so much a longer time. It's ridiculous. So yeah. So I had to go there, and then I had to go to regular grocery store. So I just been
Where y'all go for the regular grocery store?
Publix,
Oh,
expensive,
Publix. Okay.
yeah, expensive Publix.
which is so sad. 'Cause we used to have Kroger out here or Fry's for Phoenix people. And then they closed them down because it was only delivery only. And everybody here was like a moment of silence for Kroger. Like we were so devastated.
Now let me say this:
I was devastated.
So I'm not trying to hate on Publix because
They're just expensive.
I love them. I love you can go in there and get consistency and all that.
They
other
have
type
great
of stuff.
customer service. You just
Great
pay
customer
for
service.
it.
But
They pricey.
Yeah, that's making me feel like we need to have us some kind of a sponsor for this. These Marriage Monday lives. Think about some of the places we shop at and get them to sponsor us because we'd be happy to do that. We'll be happy to share some of those places like Sprouts. We shop at the grocery store. We shop Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has excellent prices. Do y'all have a Trader Joe's in Jacksonville?
We do. It's just far.
Yeah, it's over by the beach, so that's probably about 30 minutes away from us. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do have a Sprouts also. Sprouts we got two Sprouts, but they're 25, 30 minutes away from us.
Because we're like north Jacksonville. Like so we're just far away from everything.
Yeah, when we lived in Phoenix, man, we loved our area in Awatuki. We was able to go to Sprouts. We was able to go to Fry's. Was up the other direction. Everything was within a half a mile away from us.
Good old days.
Yeah, and they have those little blocks everywhere out here because we moved about 20 minutes from where we used to live, and then all of the stores that used to be within a block of us there are now within a block of us here. Right? So that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, this is making me think about some of those memes online talk about that you're getting old when you get mad when they move your food at the grocery store, right? It's all you be looking for it on one aisle, they don't move it to another aisle, so you like, what in the world? Who told them to move it?
Yeah. Well, we know because we, I know y'all been living there longer than we have, but we've been living when we lived in Phoenix. We lived there for 16 years, and whoever did the
city planning is brilliant.
They did an excellent job preparing for the amount of people that come into that city. So,
but that's real.
That reminds me. I wanted to ask y'all. So, have y'all seen like on the news and stuff, and how in Phoenix, specifically Chandler and Gilbert, we have the DoorDash bots. It's called Dot. Have y'all seen those?
No. Y'all got robots delivering your food?
I think I seen something like that, but I thought that was kind of like more of an AI not coming out yet.
No,
it's out.
Yes, I'm actually gonna see you. I sent a recording to my parents. I've been trying to do this for like months, record them because in our neighborhood, especially where we live in Gilbert, they're like all like when I'll be coming home from work. Sometimes it'll be like 6 of them up and down, like they ride in the bike lanes.
I ain't ready.
And it's amazing. It's just like the Jetsons. So like when we were kids, the Jetsons. We are. That's where we are right now. It's the Jetsons.
Yeah, they've been. Our kids have ordered from. Yeah, and when you order from DoorDash, you have to pick them.
You get to choose. Yeah,
I ain't picking a robot. I'm picking a human.
Yeah. I want a human being. But I ain't gonna lie, growing up watching the Jetsons, I always loved to push the button and the food was automatically ready. So
yeah,
I wouldn't hate that piece.
Well, the reason why I brought it up is because Dennis was saying how laid out our city is. Well, one of the reasons why they started, I think, I don't know this because I don't know if they said it or not in the news story I saw, but one of the reasons I think they chose like the Phoenix metro area, even for the not Venmos, what is that thing called? Waymos, is because of how our city is laid out in a grid, right? And so it makes it easier to, and of course, my siblings, they are so silly. I sent my family the video. They was like, oh Lord, people gonna be riding them things up and down the neighborhood.
Nah, because they don't want to be sued.
Also, just the weather there. You know, you don't have no ice, no rain constantly. Going on. So it kind of makes perfect for that city to do it. Because I remember when they started out with Waymo, like very early, they was all just in the Tempe area, and now they see them downtown,
all over
Phoenix,
all over Phoenix. You will see a ton of them at the end of the day over in Phoenix where I work and stuff. So
nope, not interested.
It's actually pretty
Come
cool.
on, Angie. Yeah. We got to embrace Gen X. We have to embrace this new technology.
I watched an episode of my show, what is it, 911, and the person, because of something happened, it made like the car just kept going in a circle and nobody could get them out. And after that, I was like, I'm straight. I'm okay.
They definitely make mistakes. That's for sure.
Yeah,
one of them was driving along on our light rail. It got stuck on the light rail. Couldn't get off.
Oh, one of the dots.
Yeah, no, one of the Waymos.
Oh,
so the guy that was in the car, and he opened the door and he just left.
He was like, "You ain't gonna kill me." He's like, "Y'all not gonna kill me."
Yep, I would have got out too.
So wherever you're joining us from, let us know. Drop a I am here in the chat for us, and let us know you're rocking with us tonight. We are the Tillmans.
You don't know who we are? You don't know who we are?
Well, I was trying to figure out if I was going to introduce us as Tillmans or introduce all of us as the Living Well community or what. So let's go over here. So welcome to Love for Real Marriage Mondays, where we talk about the real work of marriage, the love that lasts when expectation meets reality. We are your hosts, Daniel and Kendra Tillman.
That's right.
And
Dennis and Angela Bullock.
Hey.
And every week we're diving into the conversations that keep couples or help couples grow stronger, love deeper, and stay connected through every season of life. So whether you've been married for years or maybe you got Similac behind your ears, this space is for you to laugh, learn, and be reminded that with God's help, your marriage can thrive. So let's go ahead and dive into it, y'all.
Yes, absolutely. I just want to say this. I get so irritated with all the relationship advice that I see online.
Oh, yeah.
It drives me crazy. So what do y'all think makes us different from all the other stuff people can get?
No, I think that's very good because I do see a lot of stuff. People who are single and dating, some of the stuff that people say, all this other type of stuff. So I think that's a good question. What makes us different from the
Well, I like to ask the audience. We got a few people listening in right now. So if you're there, what makes us different? Why you chime in? And then go ahead, Dennis. Sorry about that.
No. I thought that's a good question. What makes us different from everybody else? I would believe that we're genuine and authentic, but I would love to hear from people who are listening from their POV, where they get. So, amen.
Yeah. And whether you watch
coming out with the acronym from their POV.
Yeah. So like whether you're watching us live or you're watching the recording, and I just want to say, because like I watched a clip like probably like 30 minutes ago. I was on Instagram and I saw this clip and it's like, I feel like relationships in general, not just marriage, but relationships are complex. They have layers to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like sometimes the things I see online, it almost minimizes the complexity of relationships that people have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they're so quick to give advice about what people should or should not be doing, right? Without really trying to ask questions and learn from the person. What is it they want? They're trying to understand. And this specifically, what I'm talking about that I watched was, it was like a live relationship panel thing. And so people really want the oohs from the crowd, or, oh man,
Tonight's conversation. Was it tonight's conversation?
No, it was the conversation that I was listening to on Instagram.
Right.
You didn't see that clip that I was listening to, or?
I heard it, but I thought the voices sounded familiar. I thought it was this particular podcast.
Yeah, and it was just like, it's like people always want a mic drop moment versus to like, just like, what can we do to really help people and couples have the kind of relationship that they truly desire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can say one thing that is unique for us, I think, is we've been in for a long time.
Yeah,
we still love each other. And we still like each other, and I think people want to hear how you guys doing that, right? The young couples want to know, hey, when I get to 28 years in, that I'm not, wishing I wasn't in, So I think that's a unique perspective. Somebody who's been in it for a long time, still love each other, still like each other, still think their spouse is sexy, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
That's right, baby.
Yeah. I think another thing that's unique is four of us. So there's two couples with all different perspectives, and so, and so I think that what makes us unique, because it's not just the Tillmans or it's not just the Bullocks. It's all of us collectively. Yeah. And we don't always necessarily totally agree with each other. We do ask questions and try to figure out, because we all have different, upbringings, all that different types of stuff. But I think that's another thing that makes us unique.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
Yes.
So I'm keep us moving though, because we are talking about a particular topic tonight. So we're continuing our PRESS framework for marriage. PRESS stands for an acronym. I'm not going to spell it out right now, but the one we're dealing with tonight.
Well, you want to spell it out, because there's not everybody has watched it.
I want this bot to stop doing this.
Oh. This is Gen X trying to figure out technology. It's not too bad. You can still see.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah,
like moving down just a little bit, so my chin is not.
Yeah.
Now my face
trying to go in the right direction here. There we go.
That is hilarious. And maybe scooch it a little bit more so we can.
This way or this way.
Okay, down.
Now up.
I don't know what it's doing. Hold on.
Oh.
That is so funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
I had to cut it off for us, because it just got.
I thought I thought he did turn it off.
I thought I did too, but apparently I didn't.
Now we're not even in the frame anymore.
There we go.
That is hilarious. There we go.
All right. Whew, Jesus.
All right. So what is this series that we are
doing? The series that we are doing is called PRESS, and it's an acronym just for some of the concepts that we have lived out in our own marriages over the last, almost 3 decades, right? And so we did the first one, which we believe was the foundation. The P is prayer.
Okay.
Every marriage.
That was an excellent episode. Y'all should go back and watch that. People really, really, really enjoyed that episode.
And then the R stands for rest, which is not a common thing that people would think, for your marriage. Oh, that's something that I'm going to need, because we are busy and we do a whole lot of stuff in marriage. We work a lot, so on and so forth. And it's important for us to rest. So we talked about that.
Yes.
And then tonight we're talking about being empathetic, or having empathy and encouraging one another.
Yeah.
Just like the words say, encourage yourself in the Lord. So encouragement is big, it's huge. And so why not in marriage the two of you going through life be pushing each other in terms of encouragement.
Yes.
Encouraging each other's soul. So so that's what we're talking about tonight, having empathy and encouragement and why those are important, what they are and what they're not. Okay, so that's our focus for tonight. And whether you're watching this now or you're going to be watching it on replay, just know that this, like I said before, we've lived this thing. So this isn't theory. This isn't some stuff that we just read in a book. And even if we are discussing a book at some point, it's based on we're taking from our own lives and applying the information in the book, which we must enjoy or like or feel like is relevant in order for us to even bring it to you. So,
yeah.
All right.
So I'll just start out by saying most conflict in marriage is not caused by disagreement, but disconnection. And this is where I think empathy and encouragement are very important, because we get disconnected when we don't talk to each other, when we don't share what is on our heart, when we are not curious about what's going on in our partner's life. And that's where we get distant, right? We drift. That we've used that word a lot in the things that we talk about, because naturally we're going to drift away from each other. If we're not making an effort to come together, then we're not just staying where we are. We're drifting apart, right? So we have to make that effort.
Okay.
All right. So empathy actually helps us to keep that connection and repair that connection. And encouragement actually strengthens that connection. What do you guys think?
I think that's good, because to me, I think just as human beings, we can be very selfish, right? So I think a lot of conflict is, this is what I want, this is what you want, and we're just butting heads. We can't meet eye to eye. I think empathy, when it comes into it, when I'm able to put myself in his shoes, it helps me to take my eyes off of myself. It helps me to kind of open up my heart. It helps me to listen a little bit more. So I would say empathy to me is huge. And then I would say the encouragement piece. I know I was listening to you guys' podcast from last week that me and Kendra weren't able to be on because we were just busy women. But the hug piece. The hug piece for me, like, that's real. Like, when I've had a hard day and work is working and life is lifing, I literally will just fall in his arms and be like, I just need a hug. And he will just hug me until I'm like, okay, I'm better. And it might be a long time. And sometimes I need that. I think sometimes in life, you need to be your own cheerleader. But I think in life too, when you have a partner and you're married, it's important to know that your spouse is cheering you on and helping you in hard seasons and vice versa or whatever. I think the two, they're different. But I think they're both powerful in regards to just, and I'll add this piece too, not being so quick to be offended with your partner, or being where you are quickly always judging them. To me, the empathy piece and the encouragement piece helps to go a long way.
Now, so I like that you said that, because real quick, let me define empathy. It goes right along with what you just said, Angie. Empathy is entering your spouse's emotional experience without trying to control it.
Ooh. Yeah. C word. That's big. Oh, that was big. That's good.
What I wanted to say about conflict and connected dots is I believe conflict is actually a good thing, because it reveals the drift. It reveals the disconnection, and it shows us that, okay, where empathy comes in is that once this conflict shows up, am I aware that, oh, okay, something's going on that I need to address, or vice versa, and I feel like the empathy really helps and assists in making those adjustments and being intentional.
I think what you're saying is good, but I think it's important to note is what you do after you recognize like the disconnect. Because some people just shut down, they just like, or the arguments intensify or whatever. But I think it's seeing the value in your spouse and seeing the value in the connection and saying, okay, we're not in a good spot, or we're disconnected, or we're in some weird place. Like, how do we You know what I mean? How do we get back to one another? And I think sometimes that's the disconnect for some people. It's like, okay, we are disconnected. We don't like each other. Or, you know, like we heard, you know, in some of our sessions, sleeping in separate beds and things like that. So it's not accepting it, but resisting it and pushing against it to make it change.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's the where you talk about selfish. You got to be very unselfish when it comes to empathy and saying, you know what? I see you. I see you struggling with with my bad behavior, or you're struggling with my tone or something like that, and I need to make some adjustments.
Or your feelings are valid. You know what I mean? Like I may not fully understand it, but the way you feel, you have a right to feel that way. You know, stuff like that's helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so we talked about what it is. Let's talk about what it is not. So empathy is not agreeing with everything, because we try to look at it from the other person's perspective, but that's not saying that, you know, everything that you say is something I'm going to agree with. It's not approving bad behavior, and it's not abandoning your viewpoint. It's not saying that, hey, I'm gonna come off my viewpoint because you know you're right, and it's not being weak. So those are things that because I think a lot of times because I've heard it said, you know, from different folks online, and empathy is made up, and it's I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I think that we have to definitely see it from a perspective that's correct, right? In order for, because if you think about it from a man's perspective, sometimes it can be perceived as you being weak if you have empathy. But
you know, what I was thinking about with that is, like, I remember, so a few years ago, I decided for the first time to start going to counseling when our oldest daughter had graduated from high school. And I just, you know, I could feel myself like attaching a lot of my value as a parent, or my perspective about, you know, how well of a job we did or didn't do based off of her actions. And so I really just needed to go get some support to help me figure out, like, separating myself from her. Like, she has her own life, I have my own life, and, you know, and it's very easy to get caught up when you are parenting. So one of the things I remember talking about during that season when I was going was about empathy. And there were like some people in my life that I wanted to have conversations with, but I would have so much empathy for what they were doing, and maybe their experiences and why they were making the choices they were making, that I was not confronting them or having those hard conversations or having the conflict that I would have had to address them, because I was overly empathizing with them and what was going on with them. And so I was sharing that because I also think that empathy is not an excuse for you not to have the hard conversations that you need to have sometimes in your relationship, you know. And, you know, it's, to me, it's just like it just helps change your heart when you empathize and you think about it from the other person's perspective. So you can have empathy and think about it from their perspective, and also at the same time ask and require that person to do better, right? In your relationship. And so I just thought about that as we were talking about this.
Good. Yeah. And so understanding first and responding second. And with all of what you just said as well, keep, you know, continuing to stand on your viewpoint if you feel your viewpoint is valid and it hasn't changed based on, you know, the empathy that you feel.
Well, let me ask y'all this. So in terms of the words you use when you're coming to a person and you need to have a hard conversation in your relationship, what kinds of words do you think you should use that communicate empathy versus I'm judging you, or well, how do you communicate? What words do you use to communicate empathy?
Well, I think first it begins with where is this couple at, and where are they located, and how their communication is already, because hey, we need to have a hard conversation already, get the heart pumping. It's already like,
yeah,
hard conversation. Whereas, when you got a good, healthy communicating relationship, we need to talk about something. Again, it's all how the personality is. Sometimes I can have tone, like, hey, we need to talk about something. And it's like, oh gosh, so it's like, hey, babe, I'd like to talk to you later. So again, I think it's the inflections, the tone, all that type of stuff, to embrace, certain things, to let out whatever that hard subject is. Sometimes Angela, she'll approach me and say, hey, we need to talk about this. And I'm like, what are we about to talk about? And then, and then she came up with this excellent idea. I was just like, wow, calculating, because she'd be thinking behind the scenes. She'd be thinking about, so after she thought about it, and then she comes to me and present it. She don't use some PowerPoint presentation, but she presents it and everything like that. I was like, wow. I'm like, wow. So it didn't seem as, daunting, when she said, we need to talk about something. We need to talk about this. It was like a whole plan that she had came up with. And so I think it depends on the relationships, because some people can't handle, hey, we got something, we got to talk about something.
Yeah.
Because if the relationship is
sensitive right now, or kind of a little on the rocky side,
some things that might be triggering, then
yeah.
So Renita offered like a question is like, can I share something? Right? You go to your spouse and you say, can I share something? Like, you're getting permission to be able to share what it is that is on your heart. And I do want to correct something that I said. I said a hard conversation. I do think the conversation can be hard, but I like to think about it as a courageous conversation, because it requires you to step outside of your comfort zone and be willing to listen, and not just really hear it from your perspective, but also from the other person's perspective. And then Angel was saying accountability and empathy should be leveraged in a relationship. And I completely agree. So there's the empathy and the accountability, like having them go hand in hand, I think is such a really good call out. So thank you for that.
And Kendra has moved forward in the conversation to the tools that we were going to be talking about.
Well, that's just one of them.
And it actually covers two. But before I go there, I wanted to really, I guess, discuss or talk about heart posture as you implement these tools.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
And James 1:19
yes.
is, I think, a good setup for when you have to go into these conversations as a frame of mind. James 1:19 says, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. So three things that when you are having to have conversations that are hard, crucial, courageous, whatever words you want to use there, use James 1:19.
Okay. Repeat it again.
Be quick to listen.
Quick to listen.
Slow to speak. It's slow to become angry.
Slow to speak and slow to be angry. So I see slow twice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So he wants you to slow it down by 2x.
Yeah. I've heard somebody say that you should listen to the last letter to the period of what somebody's saying. You got to go all the way until they finish, they stop, and then you get a chance to think, what they talked about, how they heard it, repeat what they said sometimes, and then come with your response.
And for some people, we've heard that before. We've talked about that, and they're like, that's so hard. We know a couple, they keep a notebook when they're talking, so they don't interrupt each other. So they let each other finish their full thing. I did want to add to what Kendra's question was previously and try to tie it into this. Is, to me too, it is thinking and listening to your spouse and kind of like knowing what can kind of set off your spouse, listening to how was their day. If they had like this ferocious hard day, maybe this is not the moment to be like, hey, babe, can I share something? So to me, like the listening piece, to me, is also kind of paying attention to your spouse, because sometimes I will ask him, can I share something with you? And then I'll also ask, is it okay for me to be honest? Can I get your permission to be fully honest about something?
No, lie to me.
I'm just saying it's asking permission, because, you know, I'm about to say something. The other thing I wanted to add to is the love sandwich. You are an amazing man. I so appreciate everything you do for us and the family, et cetera, et cetera. And then you slide in, but can we talk about, I don't know, I'm just going to use this. You're much better with it. But can we talk about your tone? Because sometimes your tone makes me feel like I'm not safe to have crucial conversations with you. Not using air quotes. I'm just doing it because and then go back into encouragement, because I really want us to work and I really want to be able to feel like I can share anything with you. So that's kind of like a way to do it. But I would say listening and paying attention and your heart posture before you go into it is very, in my opinion, very important.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. I think a good heart posture is opening up in prayer for that crucial conversation. I know we already kind of talked about that, but it's like, hey, let's go ahead and open up in prayer, because, you know, what I'm about to say to you.
No, reading the room goes a long way.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
So we've been talking about one of the tools, which is to reflect before we respond. We're going to talk about 2 tools tonight, and I'll kind of call them out as we go. And so some of the words that you would use, here's some things or some thoughts. What I hear you saying is. So that's a phrase that you can repeat back, or it sounds like you felt, right? So words that kind of lean into how your partner is feeling versus what you want to tell them.
Well, and you know, what I was thinking that goes along with that is that I wanted the part of the scripture in James 1:19 where it says, quick to listen. I think a lot of our challenges that we sometimes have in marriage is because we're slow to listen. we are so ready to get out our point and our perspective and our point of view that we forget that we're supposed to be quick to listen. Like, let me hear it. Okay, I'm taking it in, honey. I'm taking it in. What are you saying to me? And I actually want to give us a challenge, all of us, all the 4 of us and everybody that's watching this and that's going to watch this, is that this week, pick a conversation with your spouse and you're going to listen to what they're saying and what they're telling you. And even if it's not, you're not in the middle of a courageous conversation, maybe they're telling you about their day. And instead of when they finish, they, like Dennis said, you go all the way to the period, right? when they get to the period, instead of you jumping in with a comment, a comeback or whatever, what if you just asked another question so you could listen some more, right? So that you could, you know, keep listening, right? Because this is a muscle that we have to work, right? Because we get so used to talking, and one of the reasons why coaching is very powerful and counseling is very powerful is because it's one of the few times in people's lives where the person that is across from them is not trying to give them advice. They're just listening. They're asking follow-up questions. They're being curious about what they're thinking and what they're feeling, which makes it very powerful. So what if you started to build the habit for your relationship with your spouse, with your kids, with the people you work with every day, where you were quick to listen, like, okay, you got that out. is there anything else you want to say? Or what? Oh, okay, I heard you say this. Could you tell me more about that? Like, let's give each other a challenge to do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
well, if you feel like what Kendra just said is going to help your marriage, then drop a heard in the chat.
I think that is good when you talk about asking questions. I think even after you get done speaking, the person that's doing the delivery, whoever's the first person, I think asking the question, and we say it a lot of times. We said it one time when we was having a tense moment. I said, "How did you hear what I said?" Because sometimes you get facial expressions, or you kind of, you got, what's those called? Those nonverbal communication. You got your arms folded. You looking intently. Yeah. We have seen sometimes in our sessions, man, if looks could kill, there people be dead in sessions, be knocked out, laid out. So why we're saying, okay, how'd you hear what I just said? Especially depending on, again, where the relationship is. If it's and let me say this. Sometimes
she's like, I can't change my face.
Angela, we're gonna believe God. We're gonna believe God. You can smile. But another thing is sometimes certain people have a hard time expressing themselves, yeah. And so everything that I'm saying to you right now, okay, what are you talking about? I don't understand. So this is a great time for you, now that you gave the delivery. How did you hear what I just said? Well, what I heard was, I don't really understand right now. So can you kind of slow it down? Take me back to what you're trying, So I think those questions, I just wanted to, again, say those questions
are helpful.
Very, very, very helpful.
Because when he's asked me questions like that, it's helped us to see we're not on the same page. I'm not hearing you right. I'm seeing it from this point of view. So yeah, very, very helpful. Yeah.
So a rule to add to what we're talking about here is, once we have asked the questions, or we said something like, sounds like you felt such and such and such, you have to wait for them to say, yes, that's how I felt.
Or no, it's not.
Or no. You have to respond. Yeah, and again, I guess it's saying yes, because now if they understand, then you guys can move on. If they do not, then there's another round.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I really, really like what Dennis said about sometimes one spouse or the other has a hard time getting out what they want to say, expressing themselves, right? So depending on your spouse's giftings or the practice that they've had, if they get to speak a lot, right? So then if you're the spouse who you really you stumble over your words, or you even maybe find yourself stuttering, trying to get out what you want to say, or you just go mute because you're saying so much and I can't really keep up with what you're saying, that could be causing issues because you're monopolizing the conversation, or you're just not noticing that your spouse is having a hard time expressing themselves. And maybe you could give them some more time to get out what it is that they want to say.
Yeah, that was me first in our marriage. I would say, because of communication style, I was very passive, right? So for me, these kind of conversations were very scary. They were very triggering. I was afraid how it was going to go. I was afraid of conflict. It was just a lot of fear. So it was very hard for me to communicate and express myself. I even remember before we got married, if I had a girlfriend who had a problem, I in the middle of the conversation, I would just freeze, and I just would not be able to really explain how I felt. So I'd have to go home and kind of write it out to get it all out, so I could then express it. Sometimes I'd have to have a piece of paper with my notes so I wouldn't forget. So for me, it took me healing and realizing, okay, well, why are you so passive? What are you afraid of? And the more that I confronted situations in a healthy manner, the more I saw the positivity that came out of it, even when it came to my own confidence, right? So to me, the more I did it, the more it got more comfortable. Not saying, because conflict to me, even to this day, you're always like, but you get to the point where you're like, I see the value in this, right? I see the value in us. I see the value in me speaking up for myself and telling you how I feel. And to me, it is exactly what you said earlier. I think, Kendra, you said it's like a muscle. And to me, if you have a hard time expressing yourself, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with expressing yourself, especially if your spouse is, what did you say earlier? Kevin on stage said to his wife in regards to vulnerability.
Yeah. Can I be vulnerable and you not use it against me? It's not something that's going to come back.
I can trust you with my vulnerability.
Yeah. Trust you with me. I'm being transparent right now. And I think, again, that's where the empathy comes in. I see my spouse being transparent. Let me sit back and listen. What do they got to say? And it's, going back to what we heard people say before, you see me, you hear me, and you let me be able to express myself without any judgment. That's where the empathy comes in. Because, I wouldn't want nobody doing that to me. I wouldn't want my wife doing that to me. So I'm not going to do that to her. Yeah. And, I think sometimes when we talk about crucial conversations, hard conversations, this is the part where, we're developing that muscle. Somebody said it, developing that muscle of empathy.
Yes. So the second tool around this empathy, and then we'll move on to encouragement, is a tool called curiosity questions. So the reason that we're even talking about empathy is because when we're in situations where we don't see it from the same point of view, right? And a lot of times we get into being disconnected because we don't try to see it from a similar point of view, or we don't allow for a different point of view to be a part of the conversation, right? And that's a control issue.
So curiosity question is it, what's wrong with you? What's your problem?
So
I'm curious.
So don't disguise your controlling nature, right, with curiosity.
What were you thinking?
Just because it's a question, you mean it's curious. That can come off as belittling. What's wrong with you?
What's your problem?
The underlying text is that you idiot. So here are better examples.
Okay. So those weren't good examples?
No.
Okay.
Help me understand what hurt you most. Right? So these are just examples. What did you need in that moment? And what part felt really heavy? So these are like open-ended questions trying to really understand what's going on inside the heart or the mind of your spouse.
Ooh, I love those.
What
did you need at that moment? That's such a good one. And what's the last one you said?
What part felt heavy?
Okay.
Meaning what part of the conversation felt
heavy? What part of the conversation, or what part of the situation that we dealt with, which part was the heaviest to you? Right?
That's good.
And like if you ask a question like that, now you know how you can help to lighten the load. Right. And curiosity lowers defenses faster than correction.
Ooh, ain't that the truth? Ooh, that'll preach.
That's the truth, Ruth.
That will preach.
Yep.
Oh,
Because you think about it, when you're curious, when you get curious, then you stop being adversarial, right? Because that person is like, oh, he's actually interested in what's going on with me, or she's actually interested in what's going on.
Lowers defenses quicker than
correction.
Interesting.
Right?
Now, do you think that's
what's happening a lot in marriage is, folks want to be right.
Yeah.
Right? In order for you to be right, the other person, they got to be wrong. I need to correct you. I need you to come, see it from my perspective, or see it from a better perspective, because your perspective is wrong. Right. So being curious lets the other person let their guard down.
So
that is so good.
Now, do you think that's something that needs to be developed? Because curiosity is not always a default. I think that's something that comes after a while, where hey, I have developed and this is working. We're seeing the
absolutely. Your curiosity must have gonna be like turkey in the beginning, right? You wanna build it.
Turkey.
I'm trying to show my mom.
You trying to, yeah.
Like turkey. But I feel like it's a you statement versus an I statement. So, you know, in some arguments, it's like, well, I feel like you always, and usually there's a finger that comes with that, right? Like, well, I feel like you always da 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 da, versus saying, you know what, I feel like sometimes you do da 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 da. I feel like it's very similar, is the curiosity piece. I feel like even as a parent, I feel like this has helped us a lot. Because I felt like we started as very judgmental. We're going into correction. You shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did that. Boop, 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 boop. And now it's like, okay, well, let me ask some questions. Let me see where you're at. Let me ask this. And to me, it even in parenting, it helps a lot.
Yeah. I felt like when I said it's always for me, Angela, just kind of agreeing with you. I think always came for me because I didn't really have I think either I was defensive and I just didn't like what she was saying at that particular time. And so I guess my passive aggressive style for me was to come back, you know, well, yo mama, you know.
He ain't never talked about you.
We know what you mean. We know what you mean.
I'm just playing.
You meant that metaphorically.
I want to clear it up just in case mom she be watching sometimes. I'm like, Mom, he ain't never talked about you like that.
Yeah, but I think for me, it was when she'll say something that's kind of out the blue, and I was like, well, where'd that come from? Well, you do this, or you always do this. And I think that's where the empathy or the listening comes in and saying, hey, yo, this is the thing that this is us. So I used to leave. I still do. I used to leave the.
I already knew where we was going when he said I still do.
Leave the cabinet doors open. I know, please. I leave the cabinet. And so early in our marriage, Angela got so pissed because she was like, why are you leaving these open? And then she starts slamming them. And so I'll be watching TV.
I literally would be so mad. Y'all, I would be acting like, you know, in volleyball, when you about to serve it, I would just go to the kitchen and be like, bam, 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 bam. And he'd be in another room like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm so tired of this stupid kitchen.
Yeah. So I'm like this, you know, watching TV. I'm like, what are you doing? You know? And so she never want to talk to me that I have a problem with you leaving these drawers open. Can you please come? And so we eventually had a conversation.
But look, he still does it. And what helped me was one day I was like, dang, like, I mean, he don't just, I'm just going to tell you, like, he leaves, like, it's multiple cabinets open, right? So I was like, man, like, why? And it must be like a family thing, because when his brother lived with us, he did the same thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, why do they do this? I don't know. And one day, Holy Spirit was like, you got married to serve him, right? And I said, yes. And he said, so would the kitchen cabinet you closing it be too much?
He needed the Holy Ghost to tell her that.
And I was like, I guess not. Like, okay. Like, okay. You know, because it's like he's not changing at this point. So I guess I need to change my side so I'm not so angry, because I was getting so upset about it. And I was like, okay, so now I sometimes close them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes he closes it. But yeah, I know there's other bigger fish to fry in some marriages than the cabinets being open, but it was like starting to be a thing.
And I was like, you're being so judgy. There you go.
Oh man,
I'm just cracking up over here.
Yeah.
Over some cabinets.
Hey, we had it in one of our counseling sessions. He said, well, I could be doing crack.
we were like,
Wow.
Dang.
Everybody, including the wife, we all fell out. We was like, point take it.
Yeah, you know, leave the cabinet doors open, but I could be doing crack.
So let's use the cabinet as an example. So the curiosity that Angie could have used in that moment, she could have been like, you know, this is something we've talked about multiple times. So I'm really curious if like, what's wrong with you, Ninja? Why
she don't know curiosity questions. She gonna have to work that muscle out. She gonna have to work up to the curiosity. So we got to move on to the encouragement. We got to get some folks encouraged.
Okay.
After
they've been encouraged.
Okay. If you've been encouraged, dropped and encouraged.
Or drop a laugh emoji in the
comments. Laugh emoji. Laugh emoji. All right. So moving on to that one. So empathy stabilizes the heart, encouragement strengthens it. All right. Many couples only speak when something is wrong. And that slowly starves the relationship.
That's so good.
That's real.
That's so good.
That's real.
Slow burn, right? Slow burn when you are only talking about things when something is wrong. And we got some Bible on this, y'all. We got some Bible on this daily encouragement. Hebrews 3:13, and I'm gonna read it from the KJV. It said, and it's an old word here, but we all know as Christians, we know what it means. But exhort one another daily.
That's an old word.
Yeah.
Exhort one another daily. It is plain as day. And if you look in the NIV, it would say encourage one another daily.
Yeah, that's so good.
And so, and it didn't say every now and then when you feel like it, when your spouse is down, every single day. So that's it's like it established this routine of exhorting one another. All right. So I got this little format here. Say, and specify. Right. So for instance, instead of just saying, thanks, babe, like Kendra does something for me, like she closed the cabinets. We go with Angie. Angie closed the cabinets. And instead of Dennis coming back and saying, thanks, babe, he could say, I saw how patient you were with me today and closing those cabinets. I really appreciate it. It mattered to me.
Amen. Amen. I see you. I really do. I appreciate it. I don't know why. I really don't know why.
He really don't.
I don't know why I leave it open.
I don't know why I do that.
I mean, that's something I can't figure out. Maybe y'all pray for me, you know. Please exhort me, and and in these type of things. I really don't know why I do it. I think my mind is just. I got what I needed. I got the fork. I got the glass, and I move on.
No.
I don't know.
It could be a childhood, thing. Just like when we first got married. I mean, I do lock the doors more than I don't now, but I used to. Locking doors just wasn't a thing. We lived in the country. At night, the attic fan was on. All the windows were open. I mean, what good is it to lock the doors? They coming in through the window. So, but Kendra grew up in the city. Murder rate is a little bit higher. Parents are in law enforcement.
Parents are law enforcement. True.
Yeah, they on lockdown. So when we got married, that was the thing. But hey, so again, if encouragement is important in the Bible, just told us every day. So if you need some more encouragement in your marriage, drop a heart in the chat for us, whether you're watching on replay or you're live with us right now. So some exercises. Here's some exercises in terms of encouragement. So every day, each spouse, and you can take one of these or you can take all of them. One feeling from today, one appreciation from today, and one need for this week. So you share one feeling from today, one appreciation from today, and one need that you have this week. All right, so that's a couple's exercise for this week. And here is a 7-day challenge. All right, so for the next 7 days, you take those 3 things and you do them every single day. That's your couple's challenge. Every single day, you take one feeling, one appreciation, and one need that you have for the week. So if you only got one need for the week, then you'll be done with that one for all 7 days. Some other needs will prop up. So share those things, and here are the rules: no fixing, no correcting, just receiving.
It's good.
Amen. I think that's really good. I'm accepting this challenge. I hope you are too. But,
yes.
But it also I like the 7-day challenge because it's something that we can do very intentional, no matter where you're at in your relationship, and it brings value to not just the relationship, but it brings value to seeing how I need to do certain things within my relationship, even if it's good, even, and I like this challenge. I like to see, say, specify, So my attempt is to make sure that every single day that I make sure that I'm closing the cabinet.
I knew he was going there.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'll let you know next Monday how I did.
That's right. Give us an update.
I'll be accountable.
But I wanted to say really quickly how I feel like this is such a good segment or a podcast, because think about how important empathy and encouragement is to just any normal relationship. Like, what if your parents never encouraged you? Then you have, like, later on in life, you're in counseling, like, they never ever gave me what I needed. Like, I think about the moments when I have worked at a specific company and it was hard, it was judgy, it was whatever. And then I moved to another company and they totally believed in me and they encouraged me. They did all kinds of stuff. It was like, it helped me to believe that I could do things. You know what I mean? It helped me to believe in myself. So to me, I'm like, just the thought of putting yourself in your husband or your wife's shoes.
Yes.
And making, because to me, it's a choice, making the decision to empathize with them and try to see it from their side. Think about how much God can use that. Or if you take it from the standpoint of encouragement, how much can God use it? We're doing the word of God. How much can God use that in your relationship? It's just, to me, this was a really, really good. This was good, y'all.
Yeah. Now I could be celebrated on this one because we had a date night.
Oh yeah, we did good this weekend.
And so we took her shooting. She shooting some
I
guns.
did good, y'all. I only missed the little person.
Right.
And so even with the ones that she was kind of missing off to the side, I was still encouraging her because I said, there'll only be 3 people dead. You missed.
That is what he said.
But no, I didn't say that. But she did an excellent job. I was scared how she was holding the gun, but she was hitting. I'm like, man. I was like, my first time shooting, I was killing everybody.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
Yeah.
She just like,
I had headshots.
All the stuff was compact and everything.
Yeah.
I said, have you been going somewhere doing this? But it was really good. So I took the time to encourage her, and she's like, oh, thank you. I was like, and I'm being genuine. I was like, this is really good.
Yeah.
It
was good.
Yeah. So.
That's so great. I love that. You cannot encourage too much. You really cannot. I'm trying to. Daniel wants me to bring up.
There you go.
And no, but that's the one from Valentine's Day.
Oh, it don't matter. We can.
Well, no, because people are gonna watch this. Just give me 1 second, and I'll pull it up.
While she's doing that, let's close it out tonight. And I want to thank you guys for joining us. And let me just have some.
Oh, we need you to repeat the challenge again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the couples challenge is take these 3 things we talked about. 1, every day. We want you to do this because Hebrews 3:13 tells us to encourage each other daily. So this will help you in the next 7 days to get into this habit. Number 1, what's your feeling from today that you want to share with your spouse? 1 appreciation that you want to share. Something you saw them doing, right? See, say, specify. And 1 need that you have, something you need them to do. What is in your particular load that you want lifted a little bit, something that you need from them. So feeling, an appreciation, and a need. and you share that every single day with your spouse. No fixing, no correcting, and just receive. All right. And do that for the next 7 days. And then when we come back next Monday, y'all can drop in how it went. All right.
All right.
Okay. We got it ready?
Yep. I just need to move this off of the.
All right. So you want me to do this or you want to
You can do it.
All right. So we got our summer event coming up, and our theme this year, thanks to did you come up with this thing?
Yeah,
We're gonna call it a collective effort.
Okay, we'll call it collective effort. I don't know if Kendra was the one that said it, but I think she was. But
it was Kendra.
She gonna be humble. So, love at the fair. So our theme is going to be Fair Carnival. So we're gonna have an awesome time. It's gonna be fun. Marriage doesn't have to be you walking the tightrope every single day, right? Sometimes you gotta let your hair down and play. And so that's what we are curating for you, a playful experience. All you gotta do is get your tickets, show up, and you'll have a good time. It's gonna be in Sun City West, Arizona. And it'll be from 1 to 4 on Saturday, June 13th. So all the details are on our website, livingwellmarriage.com. So you get the details there. You can click the register button and go to pay for it as well right there. And we look forward to you guys coming out and us enjoying ourselves along with you in June. Registration closes on June 7th. So don't wait till June to get it. As a matter of fact, go ahead. The prices that you're going to get right now are going to be the lowest prices you're going to get ever.
Yes.
So go ahead and get those prices now. If you're here in Phoenix, tell your friends, even if they're out of town, maybe they come in Phoenix. They can come show up as well. So, all right.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate all the engagement in the comments today. This was a lot of fun. We hope you had as much of a good time as we did. This time next week, we will be talking about prayer, because of every third Monday where we actually do prayer with you about a specific area in your relationship, in your marriage. And if you all have topics for prayer, we would love for you can drop them in the comments. You can give us a private message on Facebook, a private message on Instagram. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong or something bad, but maybe there's a specific area where you say, hey, you know what, me and my spouse, we've been praying about this, but we really would love to have some other people joining us in prayer about this area. So we would just leave us a comment, leave us a message in one of those two places, and we will be happy to join you in prayer next week. And so as we wrap up our time together, we just want to thank you for joining us for the Love for Real Marriage Mondays. We hope today's conversation encouraged you to keep doing the real work of love, because it's worth it. Your marriage, your relationship, your legacy is worth it. And if this episode blessed you, will you please share it with another couple? Each one, reach one, right? Who could use some encouragement.
You went back.
And right, that's right. And don't forget to subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, because here's the deal with Facebook. Facebook made some changes in 2025 where these videos only live on Facebook for 1 month and then they get deleted, but they live on YouTube. So we record here on Facebook, we record also on YouTube. And so you can always go back and watch any of the videos on YouTube. And so we encourage you to go ahead and subscribe, leave a review, and join us live on YouTube every Monday night for more real talk about faith and marriage. So until next time, y'all, remember, love for real is the kind of love that stays when expectation meets reality. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.